Hi, I'm Nancy Duncan, Doctor of Audiology at Duncan Hearing Healthcare. And today I wanted to talk with you about some of the little-known consequences of untreated hearing loss. So for many of us, when we think of hearing loss, we think of things like having to ask others to repeat, turning up the volume on the television, perhaps not hearing the blinkers in the car, or maybe misunderstanding what people say. And yes, all of these things do happen. However, what was also found recently in a series of studies conducted by Johns Hopkins University was that hearing loss, if left untreated, increased people's risks of cognitive decline. They found that even a mild degree of hearing loss, which, to put this in perspective, many people are walking around with unaware they're even having a problem, and other people may not be even detecting that they're having a problem hearing. That mild loss could put them at double the risk of cognitive decline. Once that loss progressed into a moderate range, which is about the time we start seeing people in for hearing tests, at that range, they found people's risk increased triple. Severe loss was a 5 times greater risk for cognitive decline. And when we talk about cognitive decline, that type of thing leads to dementia, Alzheimer's. And the study surmised that this came about due to brain atrophy. So similar to if I took my arm, which is working fine, put it in a sling, after a few weeks, if I took that sling off, it would be much weaker, may not function as well compared to my other arm, and that would be due to muscle atrophy. Well, the same type of thing can happen in the brain if certain areas aren't being stimulated, for example, the hearing centers. And so that's where they felt this came into play and why it was important to monitor hearing to find out when changes are occurring. The other associated risk they found was falling. And again, it sounds strange. Why would hearing loss lead to falling? But they found that even a mild degree of hearing loss, again, puts someone at a triple the risk of falling. Once that hearing loss increased by 10 decibels, which is very incremental change, those those risks increased 1.4 times. And so again, it's very important to monitor this because we don't want someone to fall, injure themselves, end up in the hospital or for a nursing home stay, etc. So the takeaway here is to start by getting your hearing tested. Even if you feel you're doing fine, it's important to get a baseline test so that if changes occur, we have something to compare back to. If you're noticing some difficulties, some minor changes, again, it's important to get these addressed as soon as possible because we want to lessen risks of any of these things that can happen. Because once we start going down that road of cognitive decline, you can't go back. And so it is very, very important to monitor and treat, just like you would if you find out you had a cholesterol issue. You'd get that taken care of so it didn't increase your risks of heart disease. So again, talk with your primary care physician about your risks and what you should do and where you should be tested. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, as well as on our website, duncanhearing.com. Thank you and have a nice day.